were gone, I worked for all my life, and I had to start again with just my children and my wife. I thank my lucky stars to be living here today, 'cause the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away.
Welcome again to another edition of the Volpe Report. Hi, I'm your guest, Domenic Volpe. We have a very special guest tonight, someone who we've been trying to get on for like 3-4 months, and it seems like scheduling conflicts and whether it was Cablevision offices, me, my director, or Linda herself. But we'd like to welcome wholeheartedly today Linda Puglisi, Supervisor from the town of Cortland. Welcome, Madam Supervisor.
Thank you very much, Domenic. It's a real pleasure to be here, and we've both been kind of busy, so
yeah, just a little busy.
It was hard to coordinate, but I'm delighted to be here with you.
Thank you. Let's start out with, we are in two pockets. We are in Peekskill, Cortland, but we also have a show out here that goes into Yorktown, Putnam Valley, little things. So give us a little bio of who Linda Puglisi is.
Okay. Well, I have the honor of being a supervisor of the town of Cortland. I've been in this position for 18 years, and it's been an honor to serve for the residents of the town of Cortland. Every 2 years, it's up for re-election, and the people have gone out and they've evaluated what we've been doing in our administration.
No 4-year term possible? It's every 2 years?
Well, that would have to be a referendum of the voters, and we haven't done that. 2 years is fine, and let people vote accordingly.
So we're running on, is it now 8? This is 8 you've already won elected times? 9? How many times have you been?
9.
9.
So this would be
this would be 10.
10th,
Wow.
right.
So the voters have had the opportunity to go out and vote for
That's
you.
right.
If you did a good job, they put you back in.
Exactly.
If you didn't, they would have said goodbye. So obviously,
and that's what I say to people, is that they've had an opportunity over the years to evaluate what our entire administration has been doing. Obviously, saving them money and keeping the town taxes very low has been a priority, Domenic, over this administration's years. So I'm very proud of the fact to be able to say this evening that on average, the town taxes percentage every year has been 0%. It never went over 2.8%. 1 year it was a -4 reduction. So you put it all together and it's basically a 0% increase. Now the town tax portion of your annual tax bill is 14%. Westchester County is about 18%. The school district is roughly 66%. And then there's some special districts such as street lighting and sewers, things like that.
Right, the small
But what we're elected to do, our jurisdiction, is 14% of your overall tax bill. And we've been able to keep that low. At the same time, Domenic, we've been able to almost double our savings account. Of course, a government is a not-for-profit entity, and we're not there, and we're not allowed to make profits and keep profits in the Treasury. But I've always said that it's important to keep a rainy day fund for emergencies that may arise throughout the years. We've done that. We have approximately $10 million in our coffers for any emergencies or special projects.
For a reserve fund.
For a reserve, well, we have reserve funds and emergency funds, and some of them, of course, are earmarked for special projects.
Sure.
Also during this tenure, we've been able to complete $90 million of capital improvement projects.
Wow.
Anything running the gamut from a playground to an addition to our senior citizen center, road improvements, traffic signals. In fact,
the soccer field down at Peekskill, which we use for the travel team.
Exactly.
They even did the dog park, the catwalk, whatever.
You've been there.
Well, we have to park right there in order to use the field.
Yeah.
So yes.
And that is, of course, off of Sprout Brook Road, and we finished that a couple years ago. A brand new Little League field, soccer field. Dog park, which is probably the most popular park that we have in the town of Cortland. One area is for the smaller dogs, one for the bigger dogs.
I got to be honest with you, I was amazed at how many people use the facility.
It's really cute.
It's unbelievable.
We did a lot of that on the dog park in-house, so I compliment our workers, of course. And then in that same campus up there off of Sprout Brook, we have a pavilion for picnics, all year round playground. And I have a plan in the future for a water spray park, which I think would be something fun for the families. You know, of course, we have our town pool,
right?
The Charles Cook pool.
Charles Cook, right? Correct.
Yeah, so we have that, and that's up and running. and the families have a lot of fun. And then this year, Dominic, even we're in a recession. We have not had to lay anyone off. I'm very proud of that fact. We're very cost effective. I'm looking at every penny every single day along with our controller to make sure that we're not overspending. Proud of that. We've always been below the CPI in our spending. So that's been a factor too. We receive grants. We apply for everything to help us with grants. But this year, September 12th, we're going to be opening up a brand new youth and recreation center.
Oh.
It's 5,000 square feet down by the Cortland train station,
Right.
the New York State Police office.
Oh, yes, yes.
We have an outdoor roller hockey rink there that we did a couple years ago, so it's a whole lovely campus down there too.
Now, you originally had the one that was located off of Albany Post Road, correct? There was like a youth canteen?
That's right.
Right.
There's a wonderful gentleman, Michael Kaufman, who back in the year 1989, I was on the town council then as a town board member. He leased to the town for $1 a year a house that he owned that he didn't have any use for any longer.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of putting it up for sale, he leased it to the town for a youth center. And of course, the capacity is small, you know. But we've had an up and running youth program all these many years.
And it's gaining popularity.
Yeah, we have
increased enrollment.
And it's so important to have programs for our youth,
Sure.
as you know.
Sure.
And we use our community center off of Westbrook Drive, which is our senior center in the day. We have canteens there and nighttime on Friday nights, things like that. So we're really excited about this. The same day of the grand opening of the new Youth and Recreation Center, September 12th this year, this fall, is our 4th annual Cortland Family Fun Day.
Oh, yes, the Fun Fest or whatever.
It's a great,
yes.
it's a
And
great
that's
day.
actually right there.
It's right there at that whole
yes.
location.
Right.
So we're going to have all the festivities, you know, rides and games for the kids. Everything is very nominal cost, basically free.
Let me ask you something.
Yeah.
Just what you just said right there. First of all, 18 years, I can't think of anyone, forget about the county, anywhere throughout New York State that has the same type of record that you do as far as taxes for their constituents, for the voters, for the residents of the town of Cortland. And on top of it, you add to program, you continue to make the programs bigger and better and stronger. So the question is going to beg, how do you do it?
Well, first of all, from day one, when I became supervisor, I said the most important priority is to keep our costs under control, to find ways to save money in the town so if we have emergencies, we wouldn't have to go out and borrow and bond money for those emergencies. So we've been able to do that. In the so-called good days in the 90s when we received more sales tax, if you will,
Right.
or interest on our accounts,
So you're
we
able to
put some
offset.
money aside, all right? So we were able to keep the costs, the taxes low, and then have money for these projects that we've done, you know, on average, 3, 4, 5 big capital projects every single year. And even this year in a recession, we're doing this big
So
project.
the model was you were fiscally conservative,
Yes,
but
from
you
day
still
one.
kept on building for the future so
That's
that you
right.
didn't wait until, you didn't say, well, let's put it off for another 2 years, another 4, another
That's
6.
right,
You
yeah.
kept on investing at the time when it was right.
That's right.
And now it shows, I mean, because you look at even just like the local, whether it's Peekskill or even Yorktown, you know, they've had increases in their tax rates that are huge. They're huge, you know. And now people in the tough times is where they really start to feel it.
We've also done shared services, which is, I know it's a buzz now.
Right.
But we started doing them early on in the early 1990s and through the decades. And so what we've done with shared services, for one example, we share the county police
Right.
at the Cortland Town Hall. They have a
Correct.
northern satellite office in the town hall. We built a new office area for the New York State Police, who had been in the town for decades, by the way.
Right, when they were located down by the
Ansville
Ansville Circle, correct.
And they had outgrown that area. They were going to go elsewhere in the big region of Troop K. We did not want that to happen.
Right.
We wanted them to stay here. They're terrific. So they cannot bond. So the town government bonded for them. We had a referendum.
Correct.
The people voted 3-1 overwhelmingly for us to do that.
To build a building.
This was in the late 1990s.
So it wasn't even, it's not something that you even had, in a sense, strong arm or manhandle. You